Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Star Trek Online. Right now, we're going to talk very briefly on how to get some duty officers. If you go into your fleet holdings, you might have an issue with your various projects not being completed because you need bridge or duty officers for various projects. For example, some cases you might need, here is with, finding some really bad examples here right now. If we go into one of these projects, we can find we need some common science officers or common duty officers. The best way to get any of these is to come down to Starfleet Academy on Federation side or the Klingon Academy on the KDF. Find the building that will give you the duty officers. In this particular case, on Fed, it is, if you look up on the overall map, it is in the upper left side or north west side of the corner here of the map. If you just go in here, you can go into the left side here and talk to Farah, Lieutenant Farah, and he will sell you individual duty officers if you get these various things leveled up enough. Actually, we got a few of them that we can buy, but we will look into that a little later. Certain duty officers will give you some certain abilities. Some duty officers will also allow you to be able to craft things in your R&D. So it's very important to, when you're buying the individuals like this, to know what you're looking for. So I will, even though I have a recruitment, for example, I will look up that later. I will not do it right now. I will look up that later, and I will find out what I want and what I need. You're looking for general duty officers. If you look for the personnel officer on the other side of Lieutenant Farah, you can talk to them, and you can start up these the submit request for personnel. Mine is on cooldown at the moment, but you can go ahead and do these all here, and it has a 48-hour time limit. It goes in your duty officer assignments in here. And what will happen is it will take about 48 hours to finish them all, and then it's on a 48-hour cooldown. So you can pick those up and get your basically a random selection of duty officers from white, blues, and greens. You don't run into too many rare duty officers through that package. It is a nice thing to have, and then you can finish up your projects. The other option is to go ahead and beam up into, we'll go to sector space, for example. We'll just go beam to the beta quadrant. Bear with me, folks. Unfortunately, this video did require some movement between systems, but hopefully we can manage. Hopefully we can manage. So what you can do is, once this loads up, you can go ahead and transwarp or fly to your starbase. Fleet starbase. You can go ahead and do that right now. This does require a few map changes, but that's okay. And so you go into here, you kick a few tribbles out of your way. You gotta kick the tribbles out of the way. It is a standard rule for your fleet starbase. You must kick the tribble all over. Okay, if you go to the console right in here, this room is located. If you look on the overall map, you'll start from the transporter room right here, and it goes straight across the main foyer here. And there is this little console here, and you can file a commendation report, and you can get your duty officers that way. And you can go talk to this gentleman right here. And you can exchange your officers. Right, I can exchange an uncommon duty officer. So, for example, I will go ahead and transport the counselor. I will start that up. It will take about 5 seconds for it to complete. It's done, so we go ahead and do that. And there we go. We lost that counselor, but we got 3 white. If you want to do it that way. You can trade in a rare. You can trade in a very rare, which I do not recommend. Very rare duty officers come in very handy when you're doing your rosters. If you're not using one, by all means, go ahead. But there is that. You can also reassign officers. So we'll go ahead and do a uncommon. So we'll go ahead and do the botanist. We will reassign the bartender. We will reassign, the chef. We will reassign the other counselor. One more. Doctors are quite useful, so I'll keep him or her. We will do the, here we go. Refugee. Okay, we got the refugees. We can do that. Now, normally, right now it's on a cooldown. Actually, we require 2,000 lithium is what we need. So we're out of that. So if you could do that, you could trade these in and it would give you some additional duty officers. You can also get your duty officer assignments here. Your common duty officer reassignments there. And there it is. So you go back. You can submit a request for personnel, and it's the same one as we got at the academy. So there is that. I believe we can go into... trying to remember what comp. I think it's this one here. Contacts Lieutenant Farah on the academy. So you can go use from your starbase also. That is your mailbox. There is another way to do duty officers here. I'm just trying to remember. That's the bank. I know you can get bridge officers at various points. I believe the Romulan embassy will have that. So let's go ahead and take the shuttle to the fleet embassy. And we will be in the shuttle bay for the embassy. Then we can go straight up here. By the way, if you're in the embassy, you can go ahead and grab your space equipment, which is the science consoles in here. You got a wide variety of that. Going on. Over here, and you can grab some consumables, which I never bother with. You can also get your another active duty slot for your duty officers, so which costs you 50,000 fleet credits. You got your various consumables. Commodities, most of these you can get from your replicator, so I wouldn't do that there. Over here, you can get some modules and some various other ground equipments, mostly kits. These are pretty much, unfortunately, out of date, unfortunately. The kits are kind of useful. The modules are very useful. This is where you can get your, if you're an engineer, you can get your flamethrower turret fabrication, and that is quite handy. Basically, it is this little guy here. And when what happens is when they get too close to this thing, it will start shooting, do a flamethrower action. So we'll go ahead and do this up here. We'll go to ops. All right, and up here somewhere there is a console that you can do your bridge officers for sure. I believe it is this one up here. This is for your bridge officers. You can get various Romulan bridge officers. I believe you can get... No, you can't get Reman, but you can get Romulan, male or female, depending on what you want to do. And I believe there is another console for duty officers up here. Here we are, requisition duty officers. And unfortunately, of course, you don't have any available because I don't have the credits for it, but you can buy some duty officers here at the embassy. And I believe you can buy some at the research lab, but we won't go into that. That will be for another video. But so far, that is the duty officer, how to get them. There are other ways of doing them. You can also go into the Admiralty and you can get prisoners through the Admiralty bit. I went into the wrong tab here. Admiralty, you can go to these, and you do these particular missions. Sometimes they will drop either prisoners or colonists, and they will also work in your fleet holding projects for the white officers. I believe you can also get them randomly throughout missions and such. So that will cover pretty much the basics on the duty officer front. So thank you for joining me today. Hope you're liking these videos. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Go ahead and hit the notification bell so you know when I post again. And also, feel free to follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ParagonGaming42. Thank you for joining me. Be safe out there. See you next time.